You know, when selling your home, one wrong word to your real estate agent could cost you thousands and months of wasted time. I mean, just imagine being stuck in limbo with your house sitting unsold just because of a simple mistake. Now, this video, it might ruffle a few feathers with my fellow real estate agents, but the truth needs to be told. You know, this industry, like most others, includes good, the bad, and, well, sometimes even the ugly. That said, there are agents who might be viewed as, well, untrustworthy, only out there for their own gain. Now, while it is true that some agents operate unethically, there are also many others who work tirelessly for their clients, always putting their clients' needs first. And so today, I'm going to help you separate the good from the bad by revealing what you should never say, to an agent when selling your home. So buckle up, because this could make all of the difference in your selling experience. But before we get started, if you're new to this channel, my name is Glen Hopkins, and I create videos all about Canadian real estate and my local market of Surrey and White Rock, BC. So if that's something you're interested in, please go ahead, subscribe to the channel now. It just takes a second. Hit that subscribe button, and that way you won't miss out on any of my upcoming videos. Also, if you'd like my help with either buying or selling a home here in Surrey or White Rock, there is a link in the description box below where you can schedule a call with me at your convenience. And if you're anywhere else in Canada and you need a referral to a fantastic agent, don't worry, I've got you covered. I know amazing agents throughout the country, and I will gladly connect you with them. All right, so let's kick things off with a common mistake, and that is telling your agent you're not in a hurry to sell. Now, I get it, you don't want to seem desperate, but here's the deal. If your agent thinks you're not serious about selling, you're not going to get prioritized, which means you're going to get less marketing effort, fewer showings, and ultimately a longer time on the market. And if buyers catch wind of this, they're going to lowball you. They're going to lowball you thinking they have all of the time in the world. I mean, imagine you walk into a store and the salesperson tells you they're not in a rush to sell you any of the items that they have for sale. Would you feel any urgency to make a purchase? I mean, probably not. And it's the same thing with your home. If the agent isn't putting an effort because they think that you have all the time in the world, your home is just going to sit on the market longer than it actually has to. So just be aware that an ethical agent will be honest with you about the urgency needed to sell your home, while an unethical agent might take your lack of urgency as a sign that they can put minimal effort into selling your property. Now, next up, I never want you to tell an agent what you think your house is worth right off the bat, okay? Do your research, look into comparable properties, but keep that number to yourself, at least initially. So why do I say that? Because an unethical agent might tailor their report to match your number, whether it's too high or too low, just so that they can get the listing. And if your number is too high, they'll tell you what you want to hear, hoping to beat you down on price later. So consider it like this. If you go to a mechanic and you tell them that you think the repair should cost $500, an unethical mechanic might just agree with you and then later find additional issues to justify that cost. Now, similarly, agents, they might agree with your price just to get the listing and then later push for price reductions. So be aware that ethical agents will provide you with a realistic and data-driven market analysis, ensuring that your home is priced correctly from the start. And unethical agents, however, they might manipulate those numbers to their advantage. Speaking of numbers, here's another crucial point. Even if you do have a favorite agent, always interview at least 3 agents. When agents know that they're in competition, they bring their A game. They give you detailed presentations and better insights. And don't tell them who else you're going to be interviewing. You want to keep them on their toes and get the best out of each one of them. So think of it like dating. You know, you wouldn't settle for the first person you meet without exploring other options. Am I right? So the same goes for selling your home. Interview interviewing multiple agents, it's going to ensure that you get the best match for your personal needs. So be aware that ethical agents, they're going to appreciate that you're doing your due diligence, and they're going to be confident in their ability to win your business. Well, unethical agents, well, they might pressure you to sign immediately so that they can avoid losing your listing. By the way, if you're getting any value from this video, do me a quick favor, go ahead, hit that like button. It just takes a second, but it really helps me get the word out to other people just like you looking for this kind of information. Awesome, I appreciate it. So let's go ahead and talk about something that you should definitely control in the selling process, and that is the listing time frame. You don't want to ask your agent how long the listing contract should be. You decide that. Now, 6 months is the common time frame, but it's not always set in stone. It does often depend on the speed of the current market. That said, I usually recommend 3 months. It's a long enough time to market the property properly and to see results, but it's also short enough to move on if things aren't working out. So, just understand you are the homeowner and you control the shots. It's kind of like hiring a contractor for a renovation. You wouldn't sign a year-long contract without seeing their work first. So a shorter contract is going to give you flexibility and ensure that the agent works hard to meet your expectations quickly. And ethical agents will respect your decision on time frame, and they're going to work diligently within it. And unethical agents, on the other hand, they might push you for a longer contract to secure their commission over a longer period of time, regardless of your personal best interests. Now, in just a minute, I'm going to reveal to you the number one most important thing that you should never ask an agent. But first, I want you to make sure you also don't ask, is this a good time to sell? When you ask that, agents will almost always say yes. It's their job. But the real question is it a good time for you to sell? Your personal situation, your financial goals, and the market conditions are all going to play a part. And a good agent will understand this and guide you based on your personal circumstances and not just on market trends. So consider it like investing. Just because the stock market is doing well, it doesn't mean it's the perfect time for you to invest. You need to look at all of your personal financial situation and your goals before making that kind of a decision. An ethical agent, they're going to take the time to understand your personal situation and advise you accordingly. While an unethical agent, they're more than likely going to always say it's a good time to sell and focus on their commission. Now, next up, you never want to cut the presentation short by telling the agent that they've got the listing too soon. What you want to do is go through the entire marketing plan, understand what it is that they are offering, and ensure that their promises are in writing. If they offer free staging or, professional photography, make sure it's in the contract because you need to hold them accountable. It's kind of like signing a service contract without reading the terms. You need to know what you're getting into to avoid any surprises down the line. Ensuring that everything discussed is in the documentation and properly documented. An ethical agent is going to appreciate your thoughtfulness, and they're going to be more than happy to put everything in writing. Well, an unethical agent, they might try to push you into making that decision without actually providing all of the details. All right, now let's delve into pricing strategies. Don't just ask the agent, what do you think I should list for? Again, the listing price should be based on solid data, not just what you think or what the agent casually suggests. Instead, let them present their comps and their analysis first. If they suggest a price that seems off, ask them for their reasoning. It's a collaboration and not a one-way street here. So make sure that you have that communication. Think about it like going to the doctor and getting a diagnosis. You shouldn't really tell the doctor what you think is wrong before they examine you. Let them do their analysis and then discuss those results. And ethical agents, they're going to provide you with a well-researched and justified listing price. Well, unethical agents, they might suggest a high price just to secure the listing, knowing that they're going to push you later for a price reduction. Now, in just a second, I'm going to share with you the most critical thing that you should never say to an agent. But before I do that, let's talk about a practical concern that many sellers face. And that is some agents, they might suggest that you move out to make make showings easier, but that's not always going to be practical. It can be very costly and inconvenient. You need to decide based on your particular situation. And if you can make it work, great. If not, a good agent, they're going to find ways to market around that and market your home effectively even when you're living in it. It's like working from home during renovations. Ideally, you want to move out during those renovations, but it's not always possible. And a good contractor, like a good agent, will work around your particular needs. Ethical agents will always work with you to find the best solutions for showings, whether you move out or you stay there at the home. Well, unethical agents, they might pressure you to move out just to make their job easier without considering your personal situation. All right, and this is the big one. Never tell your agent your bottom line number up front. If an unethical agent knows your minimum price, they might not fight for every dollar in the negotiations. And so I want you to keep this information to yourself until you have built trust and you are in the thick of negotiations. And then, and only then, should you share that information with your realtor so that you can protect your interests. Think of it like playing poker. It's like showing your hand in a poker game. If the other players know your limits, they're going to easily take advantage of you. Okay, so you want to make sure that you keep your cards close until that time is ready for you to reveal them. And ethical agents, they're always going to negotiate hard on your behalf, aiming to get you the best possible price. Well, unethical agents, if they know your bottom number, they may settle for a lower acceptable offer just to get a quick sale. And you know, there's so much more to know about selling your home, including staging tips, understanding market absorption rates, pricing strategies, and of course, negotiation tactics. So make sure that you watch some of the other videos that are popping up right now on this screen to help you make the right home buying decisions. And be sure to leave a comment below, share your thoughts, share your experiences. And again, if you have any questions, feel free to ask. I'm always happy to answer those questions and help however I can. Otherwise, I will see you on the next video.